Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having a good day. So, I just want to talk about other issues which are affecting our nation. And one of the other issues that are affecting our nation is the low fertility rate. So, it is currently at 1.6 per woman in 2024. I think that's one of the lowest that we had in decades or so. And that is definitely below the replacement level. So, I mean, this should not come as a surprise. I mean, the way that things are. I mean, first you have the economic aspect, like people worried about their jobs, especially if they can afford to give their kid a decent standard of living like they used to have. Plus, buying a house is borderline impossible. Forget about childcare. And then, yes, you gotta pay expenses for K to 12. In fact, there's a video of like people complaining about the cost of supplies for K to 12 education. And then don't get me started if they're planning to go to college. And who knows what the economic situation is going to be from 10 to 20 years from now. Will they be able to find jobs? I mean, so there's a lot of uncertainty. Then there's the cultural aspect where, basically, which states that hey, we have some of the highest divorce rates in the nation, which is kind of, I mean, in the world, which is kind of true. I mean, 50%. That's nothing to be proud of. Um, Plus, with the whole um, messed up the dating scene is these days. So people are not trying to find partners these days. Everyone's kind of out for themselves. So it's so basically this was forecoming, regardless. Bad economy and individualistic culture, it's going to be a disaster. I mean, a disaster in so many levels. I mean, we all like to talk about. This is this kind of reminds me of Japan, such as they have higher death rates than birth rates, and that's why the population is declining. So we're going to have that a lot sooner than we realize. Like people thought this might happen in 2050. I'm predicting this could happen like around 2030s, because I mean 2030s to 2040s. That's because a lot of the baby boomers, they're old, and a lot of them are retiring. And let's face it, a lot of them have not lived good, healthier lives. Have you seen what they eat? Eating fast food, and they don't look like they're working out a lot. And sure, we have advancements in medicine, but that can only do so much. Whereas in Japan, the old people, they're very active. I was down there, and you'd be surprised to see how active. Like everyone's walking, and they're not eating processed food all the time like we do. But the other thing I saw in Japan is, especially in the rural areas, like in the small touristy towns, in the rural areas, you saw nothing but old people. I did not see a single young person there. In fact, I actually saw schools which were shuttered because of there's absolutely no attendance. So that's the future we're going to have. So those rules, so if you see abandoned schools, yeah, that's going to be because of the low birth rate. But so basically, as you can see here, according to the article, it says fertility rates declined for women's ages 15 to 34 between 2023 and 2024, remain unchanged for ages 35 to 39, and rose for women ages 40 to 44. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts is it's kind of risky to have a child from 40 to 44. I mean, I'm not sure what complications. I'm not a doctor, but I think that might be a bit risky. But I'm not surprised because usually, if you're in your 40s, you might be more financially secure. And so, yeah, White House considered a policy in which mothers would be giving a $5,000 baby bonus. Yes, because that's really going to help. I mean, after that $5,000, I mean, what? Uh, is that going to cover the cost of child's care? Is it going to cover the cost of putting down a mortgage, paying for property taxes, as well as college tuition? Yeah, there goes your 5,000. Meets nothing. Now, the second article says that the U.S. adults want government to focus on child care costs, not birth rates. I mean, that is true. I mean, child care is ridiculous. I mean, and they say, I'm just going to skim through this article. It says declining birth rates are a major problem. Only 3 to 10 Americans, yeah, until they get their Social Security check. I think that might be that number will go up in the next coming decades. So it's not dire, yes. And says that Conklin, 50, lives in Indiana, thinks the government should prioritize making it affordable to raise children, including supporting the social services for her disabled granddaughter. It's hard to live as a couple, let alone with children, and it's getting worse and worse. Yeah, I mean, it's true, but at the same time, this person's a Trump supporter. You voted for a guy who voted to sign the big POS bill, which is going to which is going to hurt a lot of people and probably cut services for disabled children as well. You don't know. I mean, I probably could. I don't know for sure. I had to look at the bill, but it's going to do a lot more harm, especially with the Medicare cuts. I mean, this is talking about thousands of pages, so God knows what other cuts they're going to have. It's going to really harm a lot of people, and also probably a lot of uncertainty as well. So, yeah, I mean, and then now look over here, like I say, in Japan, that the death rate surpasses the birth rates. Well, it's already happening in parts of the country, not only just especially in the state of Alabama. This is from a few months ago, back 5 months ago, actually. It says death rates or mortality have surpassed birth rates or natality in the state of Alabama since 2020. Let that sink in. Since 2020. There's been more deaths, less births. Now, sure, we're talking about Alabama, not known for its stellar education or stellar economy. It's not known for that. I mean, you want to go get a job, you better go to Georgia, because all the jobs are in Atlanta. And yes, the education near the bottom, healthcare near the bottom, quality of life near the bottom. Yeah, great place to raise a kid. And then they're surprised to see why young people don't want to live there. And let's not forget about some of the cultural and social and even racial issues they have down there. And it says this: Alabama's becoming a hub for out-of-state retirees, while also losing much of what economists call the prime age working population. I mean, that is so true. And it says that Alabama is one of the highest birth rates nationwide, so the biggest change occurred in mortality. Yeah, there's more death rates, so that's kind of scary. Wow. Well, then again, I mean, you cannot run an economy with only retirees. That doesn't work. You're going to need working age people, and when the quality of life has declined in so many levels, it's like, why would anybody want to live there? Even I mean, listen, I've never been to Alabama, but, just by seeing some of the politicians and what they say, it just shows that, they really do not care. And, you could see this coming in places like Pennsylvania. I remember some of the counties, they actually shut down the school because of low enrollment of students. And this was back 10 years ago, before the pandemic and all. So it's just saying, so this thing's going to get worse. I mean, we're on our way to becoming Japan 2.0, like when it comes to the birth rates. Yeah, so you're not going to have the high-speed rail. You're not going to have a cool city like Tokyo, but you're going to have the same demographic problems they're going to have. And like I say, it's because of economic issues and also some of cultural issues as well, especially when we care more about individuality over working together. So yeah, this problem is going to get worse. I don't see it getting better anytime at all. So yeah, expect to see a lot more older people going forward, especially in certain states like Alabama. Anyway, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about the declining birth rate, and if there's anything that can be done, or what we should do to improve the quality of life in the United States. Anyway, take care and have a great day.